Yeah, I wouldn't have never ever thought of quitting and leaving the city to just go out, find a shop, start building clientele. I walked right into the firestorm. Most of my clients, the ones that have been here, I'm just like, regular haircut? Yep. What's a regular haircut? Just what you have, only less of it. That's the downside of this barber shop, is both barbers ahead of me have died at 68, which means I retired now so I can have 8 years. You have the small town feel, especially in here, because it's so personal, you know. Just everybody's kind of on the same page. They come to this location because of the stuff that goes on here that they enjoy. The other thing that's interesting that I've done that no other barber in town was willing to do was there's been handicapped folks that can't get out of their chair, and a lot of the guys wind up here because we don't care if you can get in a chair or not. You know, if you need a haircut, we'll bend over and cut your hair. Been asked a couple times to go to the mortuaries too. It's very, very difficult to tell somebody who's been cutting their hair for 20 years that you can't do their final haircut, but I just couldn't bring myself to try it. My theory is I'll listen to any story that you have, and I'll be right there with you until you try to make me believe it, then we're gonna have trouble. I'm okay with any story as long as I don't have to try to believe it. Kind of scares you when you've been cutting this guy's hair like 4 times and like, what did you do when you retired? Oh, I was a barber. When I first moved here, there was an old gas station, and then there was some little, like 4 or 5 apartments, and then they tore that down and tore out. Then there was a trailer park. We lived in a trailer park behind. I lived like right there, just behind that building right there. When we'd fish this in the spring, that fish would be coming up out of the Portneuf. But none of these trees and nothing this. It was just like more of a natural stream that's not, you know, a lot of these trees are grown in, and a lot of willows and stuff. It was more of a natural stream. That's the bridge. It used to be green, the old green bridge. We would stand on the rail up there when the train would go by too. Like, hopefully, I guess we were hoping if we fell off, we would go this way. Yeah, this is childhood home, right on the corner. But from that window in the house right there, you can just sit and watch deer on that hill all winter. And then probably now there's geese in these lower rocks. Don't judge a book by its cover. I had a kid come in one time and his ear was torn up, and he had gauges, and he had a couple, you know, tattoos, and had the piercings and everything. And immediately I'm like, oh, this, you know, what about this guy? Well, he sits down in my chair and I'm starting to cut his hair, and I'm like, oh, you got a little sore on your ear back here. He goes, yeah, my bird bit me. And your bird? And I'm thinking, you know, parakeet or parrot or something. And I'm like, what kind of bird you have? Oh, I'm raising falcons. Well, if you know anything about that, the fish and game has to be involved. You have to be like an upstanding citizen. You have to have the proper care and facilities for the bird and everything. So I got talking with him, and I found out, don't judge books by their cover, because this kid he was a great kid. But if I'd have never sat him in my chair and talked with him, I mean, I'd have never known that. I'd always, you know, when you do that a few times, you start realizing that everybody's got a purpose, you know.